U.S. men's national team for 8 years, Alexi Lalas. How are you, my friend?
I come bearing gifts. Hold on.
He comes bearing gifts.
Thank you. Well, that is beautifully
What did you
wrapped.
get me? Steak knives again?
No. For the man that has
steak
everything, you bring World Cup branded and Fox branded chocolate.
Can I open this?
Yeah, open it.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
And
No,
if-
it's chocolate. I need one of those.
Let me get over here for a second.
This is-
If you do open them and you do partake of the chocolate inside, I want to watch you eat the Mexico branded chocolate.
I bet you it's
I'll let
delicious.
Colin do the Mexico brand.
It's very
I bet you
interesting. It's
what-
very,
what-
very
what do you
interesting.
mean
Oh,
it's
cool.
very
Look,
interesting?
wait, I
I'm just
wanna show
telling you.
you.
I'm just
Look at how
telling you
cool
it's
this
very
is.
interesting. By the way, I can confirm your Old Miss story.
Wait, which one's Mexico?
I don't even know what it means, but I'm confirming it, and so therefore it's true.
By the way, when's the last time you and I had a good cold brew at the Manhattan Club?
Well, we never have one.
Okay.
So it's been a while, and it probably was,
It was a good time.
that day.
Okay, so let me start with this. My takeaway when I looked at all the group of death is the one that had Germany and Mexico in it. And first of all, Mexico is separated from the United States. I thought about 4 years ago, we were close. They're playing great. I think the tough bracket is the Germany-Mexico bracket.
It is, depending on how you look at it. We always have this group of death, and so when I'm looking at these groups, I think everybody immediately went to Group F, which includes Germany, defending champs, obviously Mexico, Sweden, and South Korea. So when I look at that, yes, it's a group of death in that I think there's a lot of talent in that group, and obviously the defending champions, but it depends what you think of as a group of death. I often define it as a group where it's impossible to pick and where everybody's kind of evenly matched. And so I would even go over to Group H, which it's not a sexy group, but it is a group of death in that everybody can beat everybody else. So you got Poland, Senegal, Colombia, and Japan.
Oh.
So, and all of those teams, for me, they're not perennial favorites.
Okay.
So it's a toss-up in that group. But a lot of eyes are going to be, especially on that first game with Mexico, a Mexican team that, as you said, is playing very, very well right now. You come right out of the chute against Germany. You got to start, just like any tournament, any sport, you got to start it off well. You come out against Germany. We'll see how they do.
Okay, so Italy didn't make it. We didn't make it.
Chile?
Chile, it's a shocker, didn't make it. Netherlands didn't make it,
Yep.
but IKEA furniture maker Sweden did make it, which is a revolutionary, right? Are they the dark horse?
You could look at Sweden. You could look at wonderful stories like Iceland. I think it's not necessarily a dark horse, but in terms of winning a World Cup, I've picked Belgium to go very far.
Yeah, but they're good.
They're good, but there's once again, in a lot of sports, it's not necessarily about all the good individual players. It's the good team, and they have not been able to put it together. They've been this perennial team that we talk about that has this incredible talent, but can they get it together? So I'm thinking next summer, the stars align, everything happens for a team like Belgium, and they go far.
By the way, if we have video of the World Cup draw, it's like the NBA lottery on HGH. It was magnificent on television. It looked like it was like the NBA lottery meets the opening ceremonies of the Winter Olympics. It was glorious.
It's over the top and purposely so, and it's this weird mix, and there's something at times lost in translation, which makes these wonderful, awkward moments, but ultimately there's interesting lighting, and there's this matte type of finish and shiny things, and it's ubiquitous. Every single FIFA event is like that, and there's always something that interesting come out. You have incredible stars that are picking these balls out of the big old bowls right there. You got Diego Maradona and so many incredible people on that stage, including Putin, including Gary Lineker, who was one of the hosts. It's an amazing thing to see, and it is the start of the World Cup because this is when you now know who you're playing, where you're playing, and when you're playing, and so all these 32 teams now they understand.
Okay, I'm bitter.
Just in general, yes.
Yes, in general. You look like Hemingway with your beard. You're aging so well and so peacefully, and I'm just cranky because
Namaste, my friend. Namaste.
Ever since the United States lost, I'm not going to talk about it. I have to get over it. It's like an ugly divorce, although I do believe I'll get back together and remarry soccer. Who is going to be, what is the future? Is there a sign of something that would make me feel good that in the next World Cup we're there?
Well, just let me open the scab just one more time, because this is what we're going to do now for this next 6 months, or probably the next 4 years until we're back at a World Cup.
Okay.
The first game in Group G features Belgium versus Panama. Had the United States done their job and gone through, you're looking at a possible Belgium-United States Group G matchup in the beginning. So we will continue to talk about it. It's going to be a story.
By the way, what if we were in that group? I just want to give some context to our audience. So we didn't make it. We would probably be in the Panama group. Let's just pretend.
And that's Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England. So it would be an interesting group. We've had England in the group before. We've actually won the group before. So I'll take that. I'll take that. No problem.
Okay, so make me feel good. We have Bobby Wood. We have John Brooks. We have Pulisic. We have a young midfielder to replace Bradley. We're not going to have my favorite goalie of all time. Give me? Are we okay? Where are we?
Well, I think we are in this moment of introspection and needed reflection. And I think that there are questions now that are being asked of individuals, of ourselves, of quote-unquote, the system. We have a United States Soccer Federation presidential election that is going now that is important because that is going to be the leadership that ultimately picks the next coach that is going to lead the men's national team.
Who's it going to be?
Look, we have I guess it would be still our former colleague, Eric Winaldo, who's running. Sunil Gulati, who's the current and the incumbent, has not declared yet whether he is running. And you actually have 7 other ones, including our colleague from over at NBC, Kyle Martino. A lot of different people and interesting people. Some guys that have been involved in soccer, some guys that have been on the periphery, and it's really going to be interesting to see how that shapes out because that's going to name not just name the coach of the national team, but also going forward the idea and the structure and the philosophy going forward to try to fix some of the things that are wrong. And there's this constant debate now that's going on is, are we in trouble? Have we created a system that is broken? If it is broken, do you tear it all down, or are there just parts that you tear down? I tend to believe that we are much further along than people believe. And I will say, for those that want to go backwards, we do not need to go backwards. I do not want to go back to the Wild West that it was and the tundra that it was back in the 70s and 80s and 90s.
By the way, the Celtics made the playoffs. Why they rebuild? Okay, the Sixers didn't. You don't have to tear anything down. We got about 6 really good young players. Okay. I want to try something real quick.
Okay.
Would you stand up, please, Hemingway? Get over here.
Sure.
Pick out the Mexican chocolate for me. I'm going
Are
to try
you going to eat it?
So it's the green one.
Well, what does that mean? There's 4 green ones.
It says green is spicy Mexican hot chocolate.
Either one of these. Either one that have green on it.
Oh, okay. Now, these are dark chocolate.
I'm going to eat a yellow
Some of them
one.
are dark chocolate. Maybe there's some milk chocolate in there, but they're all good.
Okay, Christine, you try one
I'm
first.
going to try the yellow one. Wait, what's the fox one?
There's a guide or a key that was involved in these chocolates. Never has so much
let's go.
time and
It doesn't
effort
say
been
what
put
the
into
fox one is.
Here we
explaining
go
a
right now.
box
It's
of
great for
chocolates.
radio
This one's great.
listeners.
There it is. Red is
You can
raspberry.
drink.
Yellow is what?
Yellow is salted caramel. That's
Here
what
we
I'm
go.
eating. Blue is vodka. Ooh.
Right.
Green is spicy Mexican hot chocolate.
Don't
And
hoard the blue
globes
one.
are almond butter.
Okay, here we go.
Are you eating green one?
Now, you said there's something interesting.
No, green or what? What?
Spicy Mexican hot chocolate.
Yes, they are. Well, don't. I mean, eat it like
Oh my
a
God.
human being. Eat the thing, though.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's got a kick.
Viva
though.
la chocolate.
It's got a kick.
how are you not affected
good
by this?
heck, that's got a kick.
No. You think it's good?
It's fantastic.
I'm
Oh my
surprised.
God, it's hot.
Yes.
What is going on? Is
Have you not tried one?
Oh
I-
my
I'm
God,
eating the
my
yellow
mouth's
one.
No,
on
I want
fire.
you to eat the green one.
not
Eat the
going
green.
No, it's
Come
fantastic.
on.
No,
Oh
thanks.
my gosh.
No, I
Do we
don't.
have medical personnel on?
It's
I'm
beautiful.
sweating.
It's beautiful.
Do
But
you like it?
it is representative of what is coming next summer. All the heat on and off the field, including the Mexican team, that is thoroughly fascinating with what they are. And I know because of the rivalry, sometimes it's hard to talk about Mexico, but you got to respect the way that they cruised through qualifying, the way that Juan Carlos Osorio, the coach of Mexico, is the tinkerer, constantly changing the lineup. He is under. You talk about pressure that coaches are under when it comes to college football or traditional American sports. Juan Carlos Osorio, the coach of Mexico, every single day people are calling for not just his job, but his head, under incredible amounts of pressure. And I'll tell you what, to a certain extent, I think that he's too good for a lot of the Mexican fans and for the media. And I think he's done a wonderful job. But ultimately, you're judged at the World Cup. So in this group that we talked about, it's going to be very, very interesting to see if it's a culmination of all of that time and talent.
You look like an old, successful man who lives by the sea. It's Alexi Lalas and his beard. Coming up next, my Blazing Five, my pick of the year, and Joe Theismann.